Hello everybody and welcome to another From the Office video. And you may be wondering, why are you in the office and not out making street photos? And the reason for that is the weather. I don't know how well you can see that, but that is a whole lot of rain in Western Washington. So I'm gonna stay inside today and share with you some thoughts on my photos from 2023. Hopefully maybe give you some thoughts as you reflect on your photos from the past year, and also then do a little bit of a look ahead. So what I'm going to do is share my thoughts of why I'm even doing this, then talk about each of the 11 photos I have chosen just a little bit, and then at the end, look ahead to 2024 a little bit. So before we start with the photos, here's why I even thought to do this. As I was creating the video last week where I shared how to create a photo book in Lightroom Classic, that was a great opportunity to review the photos from 2023. And as I was doing that, I noticed some things in the photos I was making. I had some different thoughts about the photos with some distance of time in reviewing them and looking at them again. So I wanted to extend that and find 11 photos. That's kind of an arbitrary number, but it's inspired by This is Spinal Tap, the movie. In this list, all my lists go to 11, like the movie. By the way, they're making a 40th anniversary Spinal Tap 2, I've heard, with all the original folks coming back and some surprise guests. So little nerd moment for you there. Anyway, so my thought on these photos is to choose my 11 favorites. And what I'm going to do at the end of the video is see if you notice some themes, because I did. So as I'm going through these photos, these are my 11 favorite photos from the year. For one reason or another, they're photos I really, really like. I'm going to include 2 portraits and talk a little bit about that because I haven't really shared any portrait photography on this channel. Yeah, so here we go. Let's take a look at the 11 photos and watch for themes, see if you can spot them. So this first photo is one of my favorites from the year. I really like how it does a lot with street photography, and there's a unique aspect to it with the mirror of the granite pillar creating a mirror effect. And I've used this photo as the cover for my 2023 photo book, and shameless plug, I've also used it as the cover image for my revision photo zine, which is available for purchase, both a print edition as well as a digital edition. Links for that down below. But what I really like about this is a little bit of the sense of motion. That yellow color is so vibrant. This was photographed with the 30mm macro lens in obviously non-macro mode, but there you go. I spent probably about 10-15 minutes at this location photographing different people and kind of finding a rhythm of noticing when people were walking into the scene, walking out, watching the cars behind and the mirror, and just adjusting angles just a little bit. So this was a fun discovery for me of a location I have photographed a whole bunch of times but never seen this vantage point before. So note to self, there's always something new to find. Oh, also all these photographs were made with the Fujifilm X-H2S. Next photo up is the photograph with the 50mm f2, and this is one of my favorite street scenes. When I photograph street, I really like to kind of keep people anonymous for a variety of reasons. One, to respect their privacy. Two, I think if people are anonymous or more generic in a scene, that lets the viewer bring more of their story, their perspective, their history into the scene. So I kind of like that. I like the layers in here. Oftentimes when I'm photographing, I don't do a lot of layers, but I like the layers. You've got a foreground, midground, background, and just the interesting pose of the lady that's under the stairs, the way she's standing, holding her arms and legs. I thought that was really interesting. One of the things I really like about this photo is including a very tiny but still noticeable and obvious human element in this photo of this crane truck, which is lifted up off its wheels, and then the person walking by. So I really like this photo, and the reason I included it is a reminder to myself to, when you notice a scene, see if you can notice and wait for a little bit for someone to walk in or something to change in the scene to make it even a little bit more interesting. And the cool thing about it is it doesn't have to be a big element. All it is just the lower leg of a person walking by, just their boots and pants. So you don't need a big human element or change in the scene to create extra layer of interest. But it's worth waiting a little bit to see if that layer of interest might come into your photo. That's another note to self here. This one I've included because I just really like this lady. She's walking across 6 lanes of traffic with her coffee, and this moment was really fun, I think, with her trench coat kind of billowing out. I kind of think of John Wick in The Matrix in this a little bit. It's just very purposeful, and it's very, kind of don't give a care kind of attitude, walking across 6 lanes of traffic to diagonally, not even a straight line, taking the longest route through the traffic, but the shortest route to where she's going. Anyway, I just thought this was kind of interesting. This is from above, a walkway, again with the 16 to 80 on the Fuji X-H2S. A neat little moment. This I think was a short burst, probably 3 to 5 photos, and this was the kind of the middle frame where her coat was doing that billow to create a little bit extra interest in the image. So this, again, note to self for me on this is watch for the moment and anticipate what might happen in the moment. Being a good observer, learning observation skills is really powerful to kind of create and notice what's going to happen or potentially happen in a photo like this. This one's from the Bellevue Botanical Garden, late fall, late autumn, and with the 70 to 300 at 300 millimeters, which is something I love to do when I'm photographing nature. You get really good separation, good image magnification on the subject. The background goes blurry, even though it's only at 5.6 aperture. This leaf is suspended, it's stuck on a spider web. It's one of those easy things to walk by. And the reason I included this photo in this collection of 11 is because it's a reminder that I feel like I'm pretty good at noticing a lot of things, little details that people walk by all the time. And I really enjoy photographing those things. They're often very simple, very subtle, very quiet, and I really enjoy that. And so again, the note to myself on this is to keep doing that because you enjoy it. So in your photos, I hope you're thinking about and noticing repeating themes in your photos or things that you really enjoy or resonate with, and find ways to create more of those photos. Another nature element, but this one's layered in the city with the XF 16 to 80 millimeter zoom lens. This winter tree, this was from January, I think, or February of this year, with new construction behind it going up. This building is almost completed, and just the layering, nature and human-made objects and how they'll coexist hopefully in the future. I like those ideas of nature and human-made and combining them and noticing how they layer together and hopefully in some interesting ways and finding interesting perspectives to create a hopefully interesting photo. This is kind of connected to that. This bird is right in front of a construction site. That green background is one of those fabric construction nettings that is used to keep debris from falling out in other places. So this little guy was just singing away. I have a sequence of photos and caught one where the beak is open in mid-song. It was one of those things, I didn't see the bird. I heard the bird first and then kind of did a little search for it. And then with the 70 to 300 again, love that lens for reaching out to places I can't quite get to and creating, again, small moments in the midst of a big scene. Another example of that, this one with the 90 millimeter f2 from Fujinon, and this crow is just outside of a little strip mall shopping center with a grocery store and a drugstore. Across the street is new construction going up, but I like the crow and the colors of the red all around it. So again, it's an easy thing. It's really common around here, crows and trees, but noticing them, pausing, looking for a unique way to create a moment out of what is an ordinary activity, finding a unique viewpoint to that. I really enjoy that. It's easy, to walk by these moments that are surrounding us every day, but it's with a camera in hand that I slow down a little bit and start to notice them more, and then make a photo so I can remember it in the future on those days when it's hectic, busy, crazy, or as it is today, rainy, so I'm not going to go out and make some new photos, but I have this to remember. This one's from the Washington State Fair in September, a wide-angle photo of this. It's the turnaround area for the gondola that goes from one end of fair to the other, and I just really like the mid-century architecture on this. It's a relatively simple photo, wide-angle to give interest, and the clouds helping out, the blue sky. I really like how the processing, the Lightroom work on this really accentuated all the textures and the colors and the red, white, and blue of it. So I like the simplicity of this. There's not a lot going on, but I really like the shapes. This is my current wallpaper on my computer, so that's how much I like this photo. I'm staring at it every day. So the last two photos are going to be a couple portraits, and they're portraits of an artist friend of mine who's named Carrie Schmidt. I'll leave a link to her website down below. She's a very interesting person. I really have enjoyed the past 5-6 years getting to know her and having the opportunity to be her kind of official photographer for all of her stuff, and it's been a great joy. This past year especially, it's been my primary commercial work has been with her, doing a couple different projects with her retreats, artist retreats, and portraits with her along the way for her new website. So this photo was made at the end of one of her artist retreats, and what she does at the end of her retreats is she takes the participants down to the Puget Sound area, which this beach is at, just outside of her house, and we go and make some photos. We usually do it around sunset, obviously, because the light is just quite lovely. And then she likes to get into the water, and it's just her element. And I love this photo of her. It's just so expressive. The lens flare from the sun, the sun star from the sun, plus the water drops on the lens. This was photographed with the Viltrox 13mm f1.4, and I really like the way this turned out. It's such an expression of Carrie, and I'm really proud of this work because she trusts me to make these kind of photos with her in the midst of the way she does her retreats. So I'm really grateful for this. This is, for me, a very powerful photo because I know the emotions that we were both having when we were making this photo, and how I think this, in this little moment, in this little frame, captures a whole lot of Carrie. And I've got one more photo of Carrie next, and it's really different. It's a much quieter photo. So she's redoing her website currently, and she needed some new portraits, some new photos with her art, with her whole vibe that she's got going on. So we went to this old military installation on the west side of Puget Sound, and they have these really cool arches in the bricks. So she climbed up there and we made some photos, and it was a little quieter day for her emotionally and whatnot, and I think this photo nicely captures that and preserves that moment. It just said, just look and think about, all the things on your brain, and she looked off, and we clicked a couple photos, and again, this is another one I really, really like. The two sides of an artist, the person who's so expressive and creative and vibrant, and then the quieter moments too. So I wanted to share those with you because it's a great honor for me to get to connect with people through photography. So here's all the photos, these 11 photos I've just discussed. And I'm curious if you see a theme. For me, what I'm seeing is simplicity, is paring back a little bit, is noticing intimate moments, quiet moments, things that are all around us but are easy to overlook, and then in the noticing of them and preserving them, feeling like we've done a little bit of a magic trick. So looking ahead to 2024, one of the things I want to emphasize in my photography and the things I do, I think, are two things. One, I want to continue with that simple stuff, not quite minimalist, but quieter scenes. That's really my sweet spot of photographing. I do well with just a few elements in the scene and hopefully arranging them together nicely. And the second thing, the other thing I want to remember and think about in 2024 is reminding myself that I can make photos without them going onto YouTube or getting posted on social media. I can make photos just for me or because I just want to. This YouTube channel, street photography stuff, I really, really enjoy, but it's almost a little bit like a job, which has, anytime we associate a job or work around art, it takes a little different flavor. So I want to remember that. I really do enjoy it, but I also can supplement and find inspiration in other types of photos I make just for myself primarily, and then that will give me energy to be better at the job photos, which I also do really enjoy. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, those are some things I'm thinking about. I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this bumpy ride the last half of 2023. The kind of turbulent moments and little bit of job and life changes for me. I really appreciate that. My plan is for next week, I'll be back doing some street photography, as well as my fall quarter classes wrap up next week, so I'll have almost a 4-week break of schoolwork. So I will be hopefully doing some more photos out and about. And if not, I got a couple ideas for videos I can share with you from this very space. Again, thanks so much for watching. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Love to hear how you reflect on your photos and think about previous work, and then how you will use it to grow and frame your future work. So if you leave those in the comments below, I really appreciate it. Another thing I'd really appreciate is if you appreciate this video, that you give it the like button, thumbs up. That helps a very big amount, which is a lot. Anyway, that's why I should have a script maybe, but I don't. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I hope your holiday season 2023 is going well, and that you are staying safe and stay well and have fun creating photos. Bye for now.